3 years ago, a woman came to me. She had seen 7 doctors. She was exhausted, bloated, couldn't lose weight no matter what she did, waking up at 2 a.m. every night, mood swings her husband thought were just her personality. Every test came back normal. She wasn't broken. Her liver was drowning. 6 weeks later, she called me crying, not because something was wrong, because she'd forgotten what it felt like to feel good. And she had just remembered. Today, I want to talk about the organ that modern medicine almost never addresses, and the protocol that hundreds of thousands of people have quietly used to transform their health when nothing else worked. I'm going to give you everything, the science, the steps, and the honest conversation about what this is and what it isn't. Your liver performs over 500 distinct functions. 500. It filters every drop of blood in your body. It produces bile, the fluid that breaks down your fats. It regulates your hormones. It clears excess estrogen. It manages your cholesterol. It processes every medication, every chemical, every glass of wine you've ever had. And here's what nobody tells you. It does all of this without a single pain receptor. The liver cannot tell you it's struggling the way your back tells you it's injured. It sends signals. And those signals look like everything except liver disease. They look like fatigue, like skin problems, like a bad mood you can't explain, like that shoulder that's been sore for years. I want to read you a list. I want you to actually check in with your body as I go through this, not as a diagnosis, just as a conversation. Do you feel tired, even after a full night of sleep? Do you bloat after meals, or feel like your digestion is just slow? Do you have pain or tension in your right shoulder or under your right rib? Do you get headaches or migraines that seem to come from nowhere? Does your skin break out or stay dull no matter what products you use? Are your eyes not as bright as they once were? Do you wake up between 1 and 3 in the morning and struggle to fall back to sleep? Do you feel irritable, angry sometimes without a clear reason? Do you have a coated tongue in the morning or bad breath despite good hygiene? Do you feel nauseous after fatty meals or feel like you just can't handle rich food anymore? Do you have unexplained weight around your middle that just won't move? Do you have allergies or chemical sensitivities that have gotten worse over time? Do you feel brain fog, like your thinking is slower, cloudier than it used to be? Do you have skin conditions, eczema, psoriasis, age spots that haven't responded to treatment? Do you have indigestion or malabsorption, the feeling of heartburn after eating? When your bile ducts are blocked, you can't secrete your digestive juices effectively or sterilize your gut against intestinal parasites. Do you have high blood pressure? The source is liver congestion, and incidentally, you can't solve a toxic problem with a toxic solution. Wink, wink. If you said yes to 2 or 3 of those, your liver may be whispering or yelling at you. The question is whether you're ready to listen. The 2 researchers that changed everything. In the 1990s and early 2000s, 2 researchers arrived at the same conclusion from completely different directions. Andreas Moritz was a German-born practitioner trained in Ayurvedic medicine, iridology, and shiatsu. He spent decades working with chronically ill patients who had normal labs, normal scans, and who got dramatically better when they cleared their livers. His book, The Amazing Liver and Gallbladder Flush, became one of the most passed around health books in the world, not because of marketing, because people kept lending it to people who needed it. Hulda Clark was a biophysicist with a PhD from the University of Minnesota. Her approach was more clinical, more technical. She became controversial for her parasite research, which was ahead of its time in ways the mainstream is only now beginning to acknowledge. Her contribution to the flesh was critical. She believed you couldn't properly clear a congested liver until you'd addressed what was living inside those congested bile ducts first. Your doctor might tell you that parasites are only in third world countries. Together, their protocols form what I consider the most complete liver clearing approach we have. And the core insight they shared was this: most chronic illness has a common upstream cause. a congested liver. And a congested liver can be cleared. In lab tests, your liver won't show as problematic until you need a replacement. That's too late. What congestion actually means. Moritz described something he called intrahepatic stones, soft, calcified deposits that form inside the bile ducts of the liver itself, not just the gallbladder. These aren't always visible on ultrasound. They're soft. They're not necessarily the hard calcium stones your doctor is scanning for. They form from stagnant bile, thick, sludgy bile that accumulates over years of modern living. Processed food, synthetic chemicals, stress hormones that never get metabolized. Most people, Moritz believed, are carrying hundreds of these. Some carry thousands. And what they do is simple. They block the bile ducts. They reduce bile flow. They compromise digestion and force the liver to work at a fraction of its capacity while appearing on the standard blood work completely fine. Here's the protocol. I'm going to walk you through the full protocol at a high level here. I have a complete step-by-step breakdown linked in the description so you can reference it when you're actually doing this. Don't try to memorize this part, just understand the shape of it. Phase 0, Clark parasite cleanse. 3 weeks, 3 herbs, all 3 life stages. Phase 1, Moritz apple juice or malic acid prep. 6 days, softening the stones. Phase 2, the flush night, Epsom salts, olive oil, grapefruit. Phase 3, the morning after, the final Epsom salt doses, what you see and how to recover. Most people need 6 to 12 rounds before 2 consecutive flushes come up clear. That's not a failure. That's how much we've accumulated. I've guided people through this protocol for years. Here's what they consistently report. Not promises, but patterns. The first thing most people notice is sleep. They start sleeping through the night. That 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. waking, it stops. Then, energy. Specifically, late afternoon energy, the post-lunch crash that felt like biology, it lifts. Skin changes, often dramatic ones. Not overnight, over weeks. Clearer, brighter, less reactive, warts and moles falling off. Do you have tumors? The skin becomes a second detoxification organ when your liver is blocked. When it's cleared, along with the parasites, tumors disappear. Digestion normalizes. Bloating after meals becomes a memory. I can't handle rich foods anymore feeling. It's gone. And the one that surprises people the most, mood, that low-grade irritability, that background anxiety, and the emotional heaviness that everyone assumed was just their personality. It shifts because the liver processes hormones, emotions, and a liver that's finally breathing again processes them correctly. It's easy to solve the symptom of the big C, afflicting more than half of us these days, within a couple of weeks using oxygen. But it's important to go after root cause, which is usually a toxic liver, parasites, or neurotoxins, and heavy metals. The honest conversation. I want to address the 3 things you're probably thinking right now. My doctor never mentioned this. That's accurate. And your doctor isn't wrong for not knowing it. This isn't taught in medical school. The liver flesh lives in the world of natural medicine, traditional healing, and clinical observation. That doesn't make it less real. It makes it different. Are those actually stones? Honest answer. The scientific debate is ongoing. Some researchers say they're saponified oil, the olive oil reacting with bile salts. What's not debated is that people consistently report profound improvement after passing them across decades and cultures. I trust the body's report and thousands reporting astonishing anecdotal evidence in their own control group of 1. Pain leaving your body and feeling 5 to 10 years younger overnight is typical. Is it safe? For most healthy adults, yes. If you have confirmed large gallstones, kidney disease, are pregnant, or are on specific medications, consult a practitioner first. Know your body. This is information. What you do with it is your call. Your liver has been working for you every single day of your life, without complaint, without recognition, doing 500 jobs while you slept, while you stressed, while you lived. It doesn't need a miracle. It needs a window. This protocol, done consistently, done correctly, gives it that window. The full step-by-step is below. If you've done this before, I want to hear about it in the comments, specifically what you noticed in rounds 2 and 3, because that's where the real changes tend to happen. And if you're watching this and something in your body said yes during that symptom list, trust that. It was your liver whispering. Now you know how to answer. If you have had a wonderful experience liver flushing, Please leave your comments so others can see how easy and how effective it truly is. As for me, I used to have chronic fatigue, rheumatoid arthritis, and pain so severe I couldn't stand longer than 15 minutes, multiple sclerosis, Raynaud's disease, and a 10-year bout with infertility, followed by 3 miscarriages. Today I have 6 healthy children and none of those diseases, feeling better than I did in my 20s by a long shot. Getting 20 liver flushes under my belt was a huge part of that recovery. Your health is your wealth, and this is the easiest way to improve everything almost overnight. Stay at it till your liver is 100% and your body and brain will thank you for the rest of your life. Go to the school group linked below for the full recipe. Thank you for joining me today, and happy cleansing!